Morning YouTube, this is Mark, and got some fun stuff to do again today. Today we are going to be cooking again. It is June 6th today, and yesterday was my son's birthday, and we're going to have his birthday dinner tonight, and he has requested ribs. Yeah! I love smoking ribs, they taste great. I'm going to do a few things different that I usually don't do. Normally I just put a rub on it and I smoke it. That's all I ever do. And they turn out great and we love them. But I've been kind of looking up on YouTube, and a lot of people like spritz like apple juice or something like that on their ribs, you know, just to enhance more flavors into it. And I've also saw a different technique on how to do it, where people smoke it for like 3 hours in a grill, then they bring it inside, they wrap it up in foil, stick it in the oven for a couple more hours, and then they take it out, unwrap it, stick it back in the oven, just kind of finish it off, and, you know, kind of caramelize the outside, maybe put their barbecue sauce and stuff, and cook it then and finish it off. And you know, it looks really quite nice. You know, I mean, I could do it all on the grill and that's fine, but I think I'm going to try this new style just to see how it goes. So I'm going to do a smoke for 3 hours with a rub on it. I'm going to spritz it every 45 minutes to an hour with my own concoction. Now, a lot of people use apple juice mixed with pineapple juice or something else, and usually it's got vinegar in there to give it a little more kind of an acidic twang to it. And I've got that. I've got my apple juice and I've got my vinegar, but I'm going to do a little bit different with another flavor, and that's cranberries. Wisconsin has a very good cranberry business, and it's a staple here in Wisconsin. So yeah, I'm going to try to mix a little cranberry juice in with my apple juice and vinegar. I think that's going to turn out real nice. I asked my son how he wanted the flavorings to go, if he wanted it more on the spicy side or if he wanted it more on the sweet side. He wants a sweet rib today. So after I grill it and I'm marinating it and basting it with that apple juice / cranberry juice mixture, I'm going to bring it inside. I'm going to wrap it up in foil, but to help with the sweetness of it, I'm going to add butter and honey to that foil packet when I put it in the oven. So that should help out with the sweetness quite a bit. Then when I take it out, I'm going to slather it with some barbecue sauce. And again, it's a sweet barbecue sauce. It's a brown sugar barbecue sauce. So I gotta get my grill set up. I need to prep my ribs, get them washed up, get the membrane off. I'm not going to show you how to do that. I mean, look it up on YouTube. People do it all the time, and basically you just take the back end of a spoon or a butter knife or something, just put it underneath the membrane, just rip it out of there. Use paper towel, it helps you get a better grip. Okay, that's pretty much it. I've got two different ones. I've got these, which are vacuum packed, and then that grocery store didn't have enough for me because I wanted to do 4 ribs. So I went down to a local butcher mart and got 2 more. Those are not vacuum packed, those were cut right at the shop. They do have the little flank on it, and so I gotta trim that off, but again, I'm not gonna show it. So other than that, yeah, we're gonna get busy. We're gonna have some fine smoked dinner tonight. All right, time to get going. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I got my St. Louis style cut rib right here. Lots of meat on here, lots of bone, lots of good flavor. Gotta do these low and slow. That's the only way you can get them done properly. Otherwise, they're just gonna be too tough. The baby back style ribs, completely different story. Not as much connective tissue in there. You can grill them hot and fast, just like a steak. But these, you have to do low and slow. You gotta break up the connective tissue. Now on top of my ribs, here's my rub. Same stuff I put on my pork butt in my other video. I'm going to sprinkle that all over the top and put it on the grill. While it's cooking, here is my little marinade. It's apple juice, apple cider vinegar, and cranberry juice. Yum, yum. Once it's off the grill and done with the marinating, I'm going to foil wrap it with butter and a little bit of honey. That will sit in the oven for about 2 hours or so, and the moisture from the butter and the honey and the renderings of the meat will really soften the tissues. The connective collagens are going to break down really nice. And then once that's done, I'm going to hit it with some barbecue sauce, keep it unwrapped, put it back in the oven, and go for about an hour or so just to really heat up the sauce and get that to caramelize on the top. So yeah, it's going to be a good meal tonight. All right, I got the membrane all taken off of all 4 sets of ribs. And I noticed something when I was cleaning them up and whatnot, that these two here are the two that I got from my local grocery store, where those two over there are the ones that I got off from the butcher. And these here were more per pound than these over here, and there was a lot more fat on these that I had to trim off. I probably had to trim off close to a pound of fat off of the ones I got from my grocer compared to the ones I got from my butcher. Go figure that. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to let them sit on the counter and get up to room temperature. I don't want them, I'm not going to leave them out for like 9 hours or something like that, okay? They've just been sitting in the fridge. I just want them to warm up a little bit. To me, it helps to, when it comes to the grill, that you're not putting cold meat into an already low temp grill. It just takes too long for it to heat back up and everything. So I'm just going to let them sit on the counter for a while. I'm going to try something also that I've never done before. Usually I just put my rub on and throw it on the grill. Well, this time I'm going to actually rub mustard on it. Not a whole lot. People say that it kind of acts as a bonding agent for your rub. I hope that it doesn't add flavor of mustard to the meat, because I'm not a big mustard guy, but I'm going to try it and see what happens. Cool. I'm already getting hungry. Okay, I just brought you out here just to kind of give you a look at what I'm doing with my grill. Sorry, I'm kind of winking. The sun's right over here and it's really bright today. It's the same setup that I used for doing the pork butt, where I'm going to have my fire down at one end and I'm going to have my meat down at the other. I'm hoping that my slabs will fit, going across the grill, but they might be too long, so I may have to lay them going this way. If that's the case, being that I'm going to have one end so close to the fire, I'm afraid that they're going to burn. So partway through the cooking, I'm going to have to rotate them, and yeah, hopefully that will work out. I'll let you know as soon as I get them on the grill. All right, it's been long enough. Time to get these ribs going. Give them a little. Uh-oh, this one might be empty already. Made that just the case. Now I could sit here and rub it with my fingers and just do that, but I got a basting brush. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of mustard, so I don't want it all over my hands. Alright, that's good for that. Going to put on a little bit of rub. Now this is the bone side, so I don't want as much coverage on here, but I still want a decent amount. Over and repeat. I'll use it all. Just pat it in there. Wash your hands. Okay, now remember, I'm not doing this for competition cooking, so I'm not going to worry too much about the end cuts or anything like that. If I was in competition, yeah, sure, I'd probably worry about it, but I'm not. This is just for me and the family. I'm done. I'm ready to go. I gotta get the rest of the grill set up. I gotta get the fire going. And in the meantime, all these flavors from the spices are going to start marinating into the meat just a little bit and just getting a little deeper into the tissue. So I'm going to let this sit, and I'm going to go outside and we're going to get the grill going. Let's go. All right. Since my son wants a kind of more of a sweet barbecue on his ribs, I've decided to pass up on the hickory, and I'm going to go with applewood. Got applesauce in that marinade glaze that I got for the ribs while it's cooking. I'm also going to put in some cherry as well, just for a little contrasting flavor. So, I need to get the fire going. 1/2 a sheet of newspaper with a little bit of oil. I'm just going to stuff the paper underneath my coals. Just like that. Strike a match. We'll be ready to go in no time. Got my cast iron skillet here. It's only used for wood chips. I'm going to put that right on top of the coals right away so it starts getting hot. I can put this little grate back. Okay, got my ribs all racked up, stacked up, and ready to go. Okay, I got a slight modification to my grill here. I put my probe in through the chimney before and just had it dangling down in there. Well, I was always afraid that it was hitting the meat, and I really don't want that to happen. So what I did is I put this little gator clip, you can get them at the office supply stores, right there, and then I can thread this through. That way I know it's not hitting my meat. I don't want a false reading, you know. Okay, now remember last time when I did the pork shoulder? I smoked it probably about 210 is about the temperature I was going. These I'm going to go a little bit higher on. I'm going to go to about 225. Same situation though, the more airflow you get, the hotter your grill's going to get. So right now I've got everything wide open just to get the grill up to temperature. Okay, well my grill's just about up to temperature. Now every hour, 45 minutes or so, I'm going to come and baste with my little amber elixir. Oh yeah. My grill's getting up to temperature. I'm going to use the time to do a little prep work for when they come off the grill. I know it's like 3 hours away, but if I got the time I might as well do it now, right? So what I need to do, I need to make some foil pockets. Because remember, I'm going to smoke it for 3 hours, bring it in here, I'm going to wrap them up in foil, and then put them in the oven for 2 hours. So that's what I'm going to do. I need to make a foil wrap big enough to hold each slab of ribs separately. I'm I'm not wrapping them together. And I've only got the narrow stuff, so that means I gotta double them up so I can get them long enough. Okay, so what I need to do now is I actually want to make these twice as wide. So you notice your foil has a bright side and a dim side. This is my bright side here, this is my dull side on this side. So put your two dull sides together, kind of line up your edges best you can, and then just make a little seam. And then I'm going to do it one more time just to really make sure that it's sealed up nice and tight. So now when I do, when I go to open it, I put my ribs in here, put the butter and the honey on them, then wrap them up, stick them in the oven. Cool beans. Alright, that's the last of my aluminum sheets. See, got a nice little crease down there, a nice little seam holding it all together. Now they're just waiting for some ribs. Do you hear that? That means I'm up at temp. I'm cooking now. I almost forgot about these tender morsels. I better get these put on the grill. Alright, well I've already been out here probably about 15 minutes ago, threw some more wood on, had to get my temperature up again. It fell down 217 or something like that. I like to keep it, like I said, around 225, 235. So I did that, and while I had it open, I figured I'd do my first basting. So that's what I did. Sorry I didn't tape it, but as you can see though, it took quite a bit of my liquid. It's probably about a third gone, which is good because I got to do it a couple more times. That cherry and applewood fragrance going through the air. Oh yeah. Alright, time for my second basting. Ooh yeah. Oh, I gotta take these little things off too. Nice mahogany color all around. Not bad. Here, let me show you what's going on. I hope I got enough for one more. I may have to take the pan out of the bottom and gather up what's falling down there. Well, that's 2 hours down, 1 to go. Then I can get it inside in the oven. Alright, I went up and made a little bit more of my apple glaze here, so I'm going to put this on. This would be my final coat. I'm going to give it a little time, just kind of have it set up and whatnot before I pull the ribs off, but pretty much the ribs are done. Okay, I'm going to give that a little time to set up, and then I'll take them inside and I'll put the butter and honey on them and get them wrapped and in the oven. Yeah, baby. Alright, looks like the ribs are done. The last glaze basting that I did is set up nicely, so I think it's time to pull these off, get them inside, and get them wrapped. Come on. Alright, time for phase 2. Got my little aluminum sheet. Aluminium. Whatever. Let me bring you down here. Let me show you what I'm doing. Take a slab, put it in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4 pads of butter. What? Now I want the bones to be up so the meat sits down in the sauce that's going to be created. Got my oven set at 250 degrees and we are going to put these ribs in for 2 hours. Okay, so for the next 2 hours I will not do anything in the oven. I'm not going to open the door, I'm not going to go in and baste it, I'm not doing anything. Those ribs are in a very moist environment, and that's what's really going to break down that collagen now and make them finger smacking, finger licking, lip smacking good. And they smell great, really. The smoke that you get off of just a 3-hour smoke isn't a lot, but it's enough. Trust me, it's enough. Okay, the ribs technically still have about another 10-15 minutes to go, but I'm going to pull them out just to see how they're doing. I don't want to overdo it because if they sit in that braising liquid, you know, in the pouches too long, the meat could get mushy. So I'm going to just pull one out, just check on it and see how they're doing. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Oh yeah, those are looking really good. No, that's not the timer for the oven, that's the timer for the laundry. I am going to leave them in there just for a couple more minutes. They look great though. And then I'm going to put a little bit of barbecue sauce on them, put it back in the oven just to caramelize that barbecue sauce and get it hot, and then it's time to eat. Okay, you remember those little skirt steaks that were attached to the ribs that I cut off? It was only on 2 of them. And well, anyway, I smoked those with the ribs. Remember, I put them on a little late, but I put them on anyway. Smoked them just for an hour, that's all they needed, and they were fully cooked. And all those things are very, very tough. So you don't want to cook them too long. And then what I did is I cut them up in just like little tiny 1/4 inch size chunks. And you know the old ham and cheese pasta salad? You know, ham, cheese, peas, and pasta? Well, that's basically what I did, but instead of ham, I used that pork. So I had the meat seasoned with the same sprinkles that I put on the ribs. I even added extra in here just to kind of help the flavors out a little bit. But man alive, I've taken a sample of this already, and it's unbelievable. That was probably about, well, close to an hour and a half ago, and I'm sure the flavors have just really intensified since then. So I can't wait to eat because I want this really bad. Let's open one of these up and see what we got. Oh yeah, look at that. The meat's pulled up on the bone a bit. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glaze this with a little bit of barbecue sauce. I'm only going to do it on the meat side, so I'm going to make a little tent here out of my foil. And just put on some barbecue sauce. Truthfully, it doesn't need the barbecue sauce. But hey, it's a barbecue. Gotta have sauce. I just want a very thin coating of sauce. I don't want it very thick.
Good.
And there is our full plate for dinner. Got my pasta salad made with that grilled flank steak stuff. Got the potato salad that my wife makes. Really good potato salad recipe. I'll try to get a video of that up soon. And of course, a couple of pieces of rib. And trust me, that's not the only ones I'll be eating. Shall we try one? There you go. Decent smoke ring right along there. It's definitely juicy. Not overly spicy, but there is a little bit there. I get a lot of the apple and the apple vinegar. So that's in there. Look how clean it's pulling off the bone. These are really good. I like that butter and honey too. That made a significant improvement. I'll have to remember that one for next time. Well, I'm going to do something to eat because I'm starving. So this is Mark saying thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the road.